The Oregon Trail is an educational simulator developed and published by the Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium. This game has been part of the childhood of many young gamers, but unfortunately I did not play it as a young kid, especially because we're living in Italy. We just don't play these kind of games and we don't have any similar games to play at school. But I heard so many great things about this game and I finally wanted to play it for myself, and it's been a pretty weird journey to say the least. The story is pretty simple. You choose to play as either a farmer or a banker or a carpenter, and you go from the east coast of the United States to the west coast, following the Oregon Trail. At the start of the game you choose the name of every single member of your family, up to 5 people, and that's probably the biggest enjoyment that you can get from this game. It's for choosing weird names. You can have, I don't know, Chuck Norris, John Travolta, Kevin Spacey, Kratos. You can do really fun things, and when you're playing the game you see, I don't know, you can see President Obama as dysentery. That's pretty damn fun, I'm not gonna lie. And other than that, there isn't a real story and it's pretty weird to actually judge it. But overall it's an interesting concept, especially because you go to actual locations that existed in the Oregon Trail era of the United States. And I think that's pretty fun. It's pretty fun actually finding, I don't know, some memorable rock or some memorial grounds or certain rivers. It's pretty educational, and that's probably the strongest point of the game, and actually the reason why it exists, to educate children and young gamers on the history of the United States. And myself, I found it actually pretty interesting and pretty educational. Graphically, the game is very old. I played it on DOSBox. The game has aged pretty damn badly, but it's an old game, so I can't really criticize it for it. But there isn't much detail, of course, but the thing that I like the most are those portraits where you go to a new area. For example, you find a certain fort and you see this image with Indians running around and some soldiers, or otherwise you can see a river in the distance. Those are pretty damn detailed and I did like them a lot. But other than that, most of the time you will see a screen with a buffalo and your small wagon going on the trail, and that's it. That's pretty poor, I'm sorry. The gameplay, it is pretty damn random. I searched for every single possible guide. I played this game 7 times and only once I actually got to the end, the final time, because I had to follow a certain guide, because otherwise the game doesn't really tell you what's the best strategy. Basically, it is pretty realistic in the sense that if you choose to be, for example, a banker, you do have more money, but you will also get more diseases way easier compared to a farmer. Along the trail you will also find bandits, you will need to hunt for food, which is a pretty fun minigame in itself. And you can trade. For example, if you need some food you can give some ammunition to get it, or if you need a new wheel for your wagon you can try to trade it if you can. And you can also talk with different people in the various outposts that you visit. There are also some paths that you can take going right instead of going left. You can also decide whether or not to ford the river, to pay someone to take you on a boat. It's pretty damn interesting and you do have a lot of possibilities in it. And I was fairly enjoying myself playing this game, and it's one of the most intense experiences, weirdly enough, that I ever played, because anything could happen at every moment. For example, I was just very happy, everyone was healthy and having fun, and then boom, dysentery. Overall, I do think that it has aged well in the gameplay department, and I was pretty surprised by that, and I did have a lot of fun playing this game. As I've already said, it's pretty damn challenging, mostly random in my opinion. But there are some certain strategies, certain things that you can do, certain pacing that you can take for your wagon, you can hunt for more food, you can try to trade more, and there are certain strategies that make the whole experience a lot easier. But if you don't actually search for guides, it is a pretty hard game and you will most likely die after a very short time. The sound is easily the worst aspect of the game because there are no sound effects at all. Like, no. And it was pretty weird. I was playing the game and I thought that there was a weird bug going on, but no, there are no sound effects in the game. The only sound that there is is when you visit a new outpost or when you die and there's music playing, and every single time it's different music. It's some folk music from the United States, and there are some songs that I really love. I just stayed there watching the portrait and listening to the music, actually humming sometimes the notes. It was pretty damn fun, I'm not gonna lie, but unfortunately it's the only sound in the entire game, and I know it's an old game, but still, playing the entire game mostly without sound was pretty boring. It was just getting on my nerves, not hearing anything. I love to hear things, it's just weird not having literally silence, complete silence. Oh well, but still the music was pretty good. The game has a shit ton of replayability. You can try to play as a different person, you can change the name of your party members, you can try different paths. There are no endless possibilities or anything like that, but it is fun to replay the game multiple times, see the different outcomes that you can get by going to different directions, staying more in a certain place, talking with different people. It was a genuinely good time, and I did enjoy myself playing it throughout the 7 times that I did. It was pretty surprising, I'm not gonna lie. Overall, the Oregon Trail was a huge surprise. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. It's a pretty solid game, even though it hasn't aged all that well, and the controls are really simple and straightforward, but the mechanics aren't all that well explained to you. It's a damn fine game, and if you can find it on some abandonware sites, do it and play it right now, because guys, it's worth playing in my opinion, especially if you like the United States history and if you're interested in knowing how the different people lived through that time, and it was not fun, especially because of dysentery. Damn dysentery. I wanted to thank Cow with Internet for the suggestion to review this game. Thank you very much, I had a ton of fun playing it. So guys, now it's your time. Tell me in the comments below what you think of this game. Tell me if you agree or disagree with me, if you've played it, if you played different versions, because there are different versions for different systems as well as sequels, and I actually played the Oregon Trail, and that's pretty damn fantastic as well. So guys, tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.